First on CNBC is Monumental Sports and Entertainment CEO Ted Leonsis. Ted, welcome to Post.
Thank you, and really all the buzz, though, right on the floor here is you just had a huge IPO, electric planes.
Yes,
and
we just spoke to him.
Little known fact that the founder CEO was a hockey player at Harvard and was drafted by the Washington Capitals. How's that? So I don't know.
And instead founded a electric plane.
Yeah, he could have had a career as maybe a third and fourth line.
Right
That's
here.
synergy.
Yeah.
Who knew,
Amazing.
right?
So you had a little reunion. Look, I just wanted on the World Series ratings, clearly very strong. Any lessons, any takeaways for your leagues?
Yeah, I think something very subtle happened there. The owner of the Dodgers was approved to buy the remainder and 100% of the Lakers. And so now in LA, there'll be a baseball team and a basketball team all under one ownership umbrella. Toronto is a great series. They're Rogers Communications, and Rogers will end up buying 100% of the hockey team and the basketball team, and they have the baseball team. And I think what you're seeing is big platform companies run like they're big tech media companies are really stepping to the fore. And they do it for the benefit of the fans, right? The more revenues that they're generating, the more they can invest in their payroll. And that was one of the most exciting World Series I'd ever been able to watch.
And that's what you're trying to do. I mean, this is your platform at Monumental.
And I think it'll be very on trend, especially in big markets. You have to have outside investors. We've brought in sovereign wealth funds. We have the Qataris, QIA. It's one of our investors. You have to be in the multiple revenue stream business. You're in the real estate business with the venue. You're in the IP business with the teams. You're in the distribution business. We own our network. Rogers owns the network. They own the teams. They own the buildings. I think you'll see a real bringing together of these platform companies.
It's like a conglomerate.
Yeah.
Why is that better? Why is it better when it comes to leveraging tech and AI, which I know is obviously core to what you're doing and your background?
Yeah, I think we've been misunderstood as an industry. We look very much like a SaaS business. We have reoccurring revenues, subscriptions, even our season tickets are, subscription-based, our suites, our naming rights, and they've built-in escalators, so it's very predictable business. There's very little downside to it. But we are, unlike a software business, kind of AI-proof. We're not threatened by AI. In fact, we're building AI, and we become a launch pad for a lot of these new technologies. And I'm sure at some point there'll be some video games that will take advantage of these AI platforms. Was LeBron's Lakers team as good as LeBron's Cavaliers team? And bring through the video and let's show the games and then let me bet on the games. And so I do think AI will enhance the experience, but you got to come to the game. You have to convene the game. The people that were at that World Series game, the ratings you saw were off the chart. There's nothing like bringing people together in a winning sports team that brings a community together and makes their level of engagement super valuable, and that's why these teams are being valued so highly. Lakers at $10 billion. I'm sure the Dodgers are a global franchise now. They have to be at $10 billion. These become really important businesses, growth businesses.
Yeah, I mean, one question we've been asking, besides are we in an AI bubble, is there a sport valuation bubble, or is the sky the limit?
I think the teams are undervalued. We still have... there's only one hockey team, only one basketball team in our 10 million person market. And the predictability of our revenues, I mean, the Capitals are considered a new team. We had our 50th anniversary last year. And the leagues are now really growth mindset on digital and global. You look at the NBA, there's 1 billion people on the planet that say they love basketball. We have NBA China, we have NBA Africa, we're now looking at
NBA Europe, right? Yeah, Tony Parker and I know all that, yeah.
And those are real strong growth vectors, not unlike an Amazon, not unlike a Google. You know, Google has 14 brands that have 1 billion users each. United States, North America, 300 million users. The rest of the world, 8 billion people. So it's got to be global and it's got to be digital.
I remember years ago profiling Marbury in Beijing, and it was so obvious how crazy that population is for basketball. Does it run into trade friction? Has it been like nothing ever happened?
Right now, it's like nothing ever happened. In fact, Steph was at the Wizards-Knicks game last night in MSG. I remember bringing a sneaker there, low price sneakers. And China's a huge, huge market, not only for CCTV, but we do a lot of work with Tencent. Esports is really, really important to them. And just the notion of competition, and there being rules, and there being officials, and there being kind of a time-honored way of how you monetize it through the consumer, through the media partnerships, through merchandising. And so the global phenomenon, as I said, if 1 billion people like basketball, what about the other 7 billion? That's our TAM, right? That's what we have to look at. And so that's why these businesses are, I think, undervalued.
So, Ted, since you own a bunch of the Washington teams, I'm curious, the government shutdown now, stretching into a record time, is that impacting consumers?
I'm sure it will, but what we try to do is be socially responsible, and we're hosting 500 at every game, giving them...
It's not hitting ticket sales yet?
It hasn't yet, but it could in the out if this continued. But we want to give back to these people. We've been hosting FBI, we've been hosting first responders, we've been hosting the flight people, bring them the games, take their mind off of things, feed them some food, let them enjoy some time.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, telling us a little bit about the business and the updates. Ted Leonsis, great to see you.